You are not a sensei. You're a con man.
Ninjas!
Hiya!
Welcome to the Cobra Kai Corner. Who are we speaking about today?
I believe it is Kenny
Kenny!
and Dimitri. Both,
Dimitri.
right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to start with Kenny.
Well, what do we know about Dallas Dupree Young?
All right, Dallas Dupree Young, a.k.a. Kenny, was born October 25th, 2006 in Houston, Texas. His height is 5'10".
He's a youngin' then.
He's very young, yeah. He is best known for Ready Player One, 1-800 Hot Night, and The Good Place. Okay,
I have never seen any of those movies, but I do think that...
I've heard of Ready Player One.
Yeah, I feel like Ready Player One was fairly popular, despite the fact I didn't watch it.
I don't know anything about it.
But yeah, I haven't seen any of those movies, unfortunately.
Okay, now, he began acting at age 9 when he appeared in a short film. He later made his television debut in Investigation Discovery's documentary television series, Murder Among Friends. All right, and what do you think? Does he really know martial arts?
No.
Okay, you're kind of right. But it said yes, because he studied karate and kickboxing between ages 5 and 6.
Oh, come on.
No,
man.
but listen, then later he did study martial arts again to prepare for his role in Cobra Kai, so he did take some martial arts for that. He described his return to martial arts as a matter of muscle memory due to his earlier training.
I suppose.
His inspirations for his techniques for the fight scenes in Cobra Kai, he watched a lot of Bruce Lee and Wesley Snipes.
I knew you were going to say Bruce Lee, because that little dude is pretty quick.
Oh man, he was
He's
good.
pretty
That's why
quick.
I was really surprised he didn't have more martial arts, you know.
I don't know, I just felt like he was maybe one of the less experienced martial artists. I'm not sure why. You asked me that on every character,
Yeah.
and I just go on instinct, and I just felt
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
wasn't accomplished like some of the other ones.
Right. Okay, now, you want to hear some fun facts?
Of course, everybody loves a fun fact.
Everybody loves a fun fact. This is the part I thought that you would think was pretty cool. Okay, number 1, you were absolutely correct. He is in a McDonald's commercial.
I knew it. He's eating on some fries after school. And
Yeah, he's at
whatnot.
his desk in his bedroom, and his dad comes in and gives him some fries.
Because that commercial popped up on TV shortly after he was introduced into the series, and I saw the commercial. I was like, "Wait, is that Kenny?" They probably had no idea when he was in the McDonald's. They probably had no idea when they cast him in the McDonald's commercial how popular he would end up becoming.
Right,
McDonald's got a good deal out of him.
Absolutely.
Because I saw it and I was like, "That Kenny eating them fries?"
All right, now this is the part I thought that you would think was really interesting. His father, Eric Young Sr., and his older brother, Eric Young Jr., are both former MLB players and current first base coaches. Eric Young Sr.
I did not know that.
No, but this is the part right here. Eric Young Sr. has been with the Atlanta Braves since 2018.
Hey, all right.
It's his team. Whatever. Is it one of your teams?
That's my baseball team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Eric Young Jr., Kenny's brother, or Dallas's brother, had been with the Washington Nationals since 2022.
Oh, that's one of my coworkers at work's team, so I will have to throw that in his ear tomorrow.
All right, and that is what I have for Kenny.
Okay, well then I guess we'll do Kenny's character before we move over to Dimitri. or Giovanni.
Giovanni.
So Kenny, you know, I'm not a huge, let me change this. I like Dallas Dupree Young. I don't like Kenny.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of hawkish, if you will. He's the exact.
I liked Kenny.
Only, you know what? Kenny's the exact opposite of Hawk.
Why?
He's the dude that won't forgive, except for the girl who made.
Oh, Kenny holds a grudge.
Except for the girl who made him poop himself, which he was
Right,
apparently,
no big whoop.
which apparently he was very pissed off about. But you know, that's the very last season, so let's start before that. I don't like nerds either, and our first appearance of Kenny is bebopping, waiting for the bus, and then
Why are you with me?
LaRusso's kid, and well, really, LaRusso's gang of friends. The younger LaRusso, he didn't really want to do it, but he did anyway. But they make him dress up as this nerdy squirrel character.
Yeah. It's not nice.
And they trap him in the park and they photobomb him, and it's hilarious. It's exactly something.
Not good.
It's
not
exactly
nice.
something that I would have done to other kids as a kid.
But it's why Kenny turned so a-holy, because he realized that people are jerks.
And so, yeah, Anthony LaRusso and his gang kept terrorizing Kenny. So he set him up in the library, and he took him out and got them in trouble for all of it.
Mm.
And then LaRusso, like I said, he never really wanted to participate. He was peer pressured by his little gang of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But he did. And he was very apologetic, and he tried to make amends with Kenny on a number of occasions.
Yeah.
And each time, Kenny was just like a hardcore dickhead and always either embarrassed him or beat him up or whatever, despite the fact Anthony LaRusso tried to apologize on a number of occasions. So he's kind of the opposite of Hawk. Always wants forgiveness. Kenny refuses to give any forgiveness whatsoever. And he starts out, like I said, as this nerd. And so, of course, he gets picked on. That's what happens.
I loved it.
That's what happens to you,
Nerds.
fucking nerds.
I love nerds.
No apologies. Okay? Anyway, I will digress.
Okay.
So then, Robbie gets him into Cobra Kai, and he starts getting real cocky. That's another reason why I don't like Kenny. Like, dude, you've been fighting for like 3 weeks, and you're the cockiest asshole in the gang? Come on, man.
He got
Better get
good
grounded.
fast. He got good fast, too. You know?
He got good fast, but you notice every time he tried to come towards Robbie, he was never successful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Robbie's good.
So, he turned into this real cocky asshole, and Robbie tried to get him out of all that crap, too, and he just rejected it at that and what have you. Because at that point, it wasn't really Kreese, it was Terry Silver that kind of had his hooks into Kenny and kind of favored him a little bit. So, which made Kenny even worse, cocky-wise and everything else, because that's what Cobra Kai does to its students. So then, you know, we all know what happens in the series. Cobra Kai goes down, and Kenny eventually comes over. And then Devin Lee. Oh, we haven't done Devin Lee either.
Yep, she's coming up.
Okay.
We're going to get to all of them. You guys.
So then Devin Lee puts laxatives in his drink so she can beat him out in the finals competition to go to the Sekai Taikai. And she lets him know about it. And he's just like, oh, okay, that just means you saw me as the biggest threat. And she's like, oh, I did. And everything's fine with her.
Yeah, he doesn't plan any revenge.
Yeah. She didn't have to go through the same crap that Anthony LaRusso did. Frankly, I think Samantha LaRusso should have kicked Kenny's ass. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Come on, big sister. Get in there.
Right.
Get that shit done, boy.
I don't know. Anthony was a shit. So maybe she's like, he can fight his own battles. You know what I mean?
No, by then they done mended fences because they went to Ohio and, went and helped their mom and aunt out in the fight at the bar and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And Anthony and Samantha's relationship had bonded pretty well at that point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If I'm Samantha, I'm going to go grab Kenny up and be like, look, bitch, the shit is done unless you want me to whip your ass. And then I don't know how you're going to pretend to be a badass when a girl just beats you down, okay? So stand down. That's what should have happened there.
Yeah.
And anyway, of course, they try to bring Kenny around as a guy that you end up liking because,
I always liked Kenny. I always rooted for him.
And I was glad he told, Terry Silver to F off in that last chapters of the 6th season there. And stayed true to being good instead of just an infiltrator, if you will.
Because he would have ended up like his big brother.
Well, and tons of kudos to Amanda LaRusso for patching everything up, getting his ass on the plane, getting him over there.
No doubt.
She really had to put in some work.
She had to hustle.
Not as much, once again. Maybe I should be Anthony LaRusso's lawyer. Once again, not as much as Anthony LaRusso did, because he drank the frickin' laxative and pooped himself just to mend fences. That's what kind of a guy he became.
Yeah.
So
very kind. I mean, it showed his heart,
So, to sum up Kenny, he wasn't my favorite character, although I think Dallas Dupree Young does a great job of playing him. He's got that little attitude in his face and everything. So he does a really good job of making me not like him. Mm-hmm. So kudos to Dallas, but as a character, not a Kenny fan. And all the crap from before, I'm just one of those people, you can't erase that shit in one episode with me. You know what I mean?
It's a show, man.
Right, you better drag it up across the entire season. That's how you better win me back. You gotta worm it. You can't just be like, I'm back, I'm sorry, and we're cool. I'm gonna be like, no you're not, no we're not, and fuck you.
You would be too.
So that's my synopsis on Kenny.
Okay.
So what would you like? I'm really kind of interested to learn what you have to say about Giovanni, because I think he's one of the most underrated characters in the series.
Gianni DiCenzo?
I would say that's DiCenzo, yeah.
Okay, I hope so. If not, I
and I called him Giovanni earlier.
Yeah, it's Gianni. Yeah.
Sorry, Gianni.
I know, we're just butchering it all over the place.
What am I, fucking French or Italian or something? Do I look European? Well, I'm German. That's European, I guess. But, we don't get fancy in Germany. We drink beer and torture motherfuckers, and that's how we live.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm not Greek, and I'm going to butcher his character last name as well.
It's all Greek to me.
Dimitri Alexopoulos.
I think so.
Okay, anyway, Dimitri, we're going to call him. He was born
D-Man.
The D-Man. He was born October 27th, 2001 in Los Angeles, California. His height is 6 feet tall. He's a tall one.
He is tall. He's got those long, lanky limbs, too. Yes. He kind of looks like an orangutan or whatever. You know what I'm not trying to insult him, but
He's long.
He has got disproportionate limbs.
Oh, I don't think they're disproportionate. I just think he's a tall dude. Anyway, he was raised in the arts, okay, because his parents met in an acting class.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna name your kid frickin' Johnny, of course you frickin' did.
At age 8, Gianni asked his mother if he could be on TV. So he did a lot of pro bono student films, but his first big gig came when he got the part in an insurance commercial where he acted opposite a 6,000-pound juvenile elephant named Susie.
Okay.
All right, he lives in the Santa Clara Valley with his older brother Anthony and his parents, who run a respite agency primarily for people with developmental disabilities.
Well, that's nice.
It's because his older brother Anthony is on the spectrum and works with severe OCD. Gianni once used his brother's autistic traits for a part that he played as a young schizophrenic. Does he really know martial arts?
No.
Actually, you're wrong.
Oh, well, what do you know? Of course.
He is trained in Krav Maga. Krav Maga?
That sounds like a made-up martial art. I'm
Well,
not buying it.
It's a form of self-defense and a form of physical training. It's basically for your self-defense.
Yeah, I feel like this is something taught at the Y for women.
Oh, it isn't. He's not. He's not bothered. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Hey, he ain't prepared to fuck with Robbie, let me tell you.
Well, who is? All right.
Miguel.
Johnny.
Crease.
Johnny beat Crease's ass. All right. Fun facts.
Fun facts.
Did you know that he has an extensive knife collection? All right.
Okay, I did not know that.
Well, he is an artist, okay? He draws and stuff, and he's developing an original adult cartoon series. So I don't know adult cartoon if that means like anime.
I would assume
I'm
so. That's
assuming
very
that.
popular
Yeah.
right now, and he seems like the type of a guy that
like
would
our
be...
son. He seems
He seems like the
anime
type that would be into that type of thing, so... I'm assuming he's not talking about adult cartoon porn or whatever,
Well, I'm hoping
you know.
not. I mean, if he is good for him, he's
He
an
just
adult,
don't
but
strike me as that type of guy.
No.
Like you said, his
It's
parents
not
both
anime.
came from the fine arts,
Uh-huh.
and he strikes me as being a fine arts type of guy.
Yes. Can you guess what his favorite holiday is?
Easter.
Halloween!
Of course, you Halloween people.
Halloween. But it's because he also, being that he was born October 27th.
You know, interesting fun fact about Halloween.
Ooh, I love it.
Because my wife loves Halloween fun facts, but
my favorite.
probably not this one.
Oh.
See, she would have you believe that this is some type of pagan holiday.
Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Samhain.
But
sir.
honestly, I think
It's
it was
Samhain.
created by guys like me. I think it's originally a bully holiday. Think about stealing candy, soaping windows.
Okay,
all the best things on Halloween are things that a bully would do.
But that all happened after Samhain was long time.
Sowing, I
action.
don't be knowing, but I do
Samhain.
love to soap some windows, smash some pumpkins,
Honey, that's called Devil's Night.
and steal some candy.
Do you remember Devil's Night?
That's
Not
right.
Halloween Eve?
Watch out, kids! I'll steal that damn candy. Not like
better
I
watch
need
out.
it. Not like I need it, but I'll take it.
He will. Okay.
I know I'm digressing pretty far outside of
That's
Cobra
okay.
Kai here. My wife gets mad at me every year because leading up to Halloween, you know,
True
Dollar
story.
General famously puts things out 3 months in advance. So as soon as it's back to school, here's all the Halloween candy.
Oh, yeah.
And for the weeks
In August, they do it.
and for the weeks leading up to Halloween,
Yeah.
I buy all these big bags of candy and I bring them home and I eat them.
But what do I say?
And my wife's
always?
like, I thought you got those for the trick-or-treaters. And I'm like, hell no. See, I'm out of myself a little bit. Hell no. That candy is for me. So and it happens like every week on payday. I bring home these big bags of candy. I'm like, and then Halloween rolls around, and she's like, "Are you gonna get any candy for the actual trick-or-treaters?"
Yes.
And I go down to Dollar General and I buy the cheap ass bag of suckers and the dollar fruit juice.
It's okay though. I mean,
we don't get any trick-or-treaters, so it doesn't matter.
I go all out, like I made a dummy, like a witch. I dress like a witch. Like I do the whole 9 yards. And we don't ever get a one. And usually it'll snow. Because we're in Michigan, so.
Yeah, this weather sucks.
It's a suck fest. All right, we're digressing way all over the place.
Yeah, well, you know, Gianni, I felt like his part was a little short. So
I only have a few more
So
things.
we could afford it, you know?
Yeah. All right, but let's digress.
Yeah, let's digress back into the story.
Now, this is kind of interesting. Did you know that he shot a pilot where he co-starred with Mary Mauser as his sister?
I did not.
Yeah, I don't know what the pilot was. It didn't say. And this is not so much a fun fact, but it's a fact that he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 15.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm type 2, and there is nothing fun about that
No, that's not a fun fact. I'm sad for him.
Shit, I'm just thankful to be type 2 instead of type 1, because they got way more problems that they can't do nothing about. And frankly, us type 2 people, we can get up off our ass, get motivated, and eat better.
Move it!
And we could cure 90% of our troubles.
Walk!
Our diabetic troubles that way, so.
Walk your damn dog.
Yeah.
Do something.
So anyway, Dimitri's character, he is in the nerd circle that kind of adopts Miguel because he's a new kid in school. He's the one that talks. Hawk, or Eli, is the one that doesn't really say much.
Because of his lip. He's shy.
Yeah, he's pretty quiet until he becomes Hawk, you know. He's very understated in the beginning of the series, but fuck Hawk, he had his show. You're done. We're done with you, Hawk. Forever.
But if you want to know about Hawk, you can always check out that episode.
Yep, it's not that far back. Click, 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 click. Oh, there it is. Anyway, Dimitri is the epitome of what a nerd is. The good thing, one thing I actually like about Dimitri, though, is he sticks to that all the way through till the very end of the season. They don't change that about his character. Once he suddenly does learn the karate and everything, he doesn't suddenly become a cool dude like
or an
Hawk overnight or whatever.
Or an a-hole.
No, he's a super nice dude throughout the entire thing. He's super clever. I mean, he's got a comeback for everything.
He's very witty. Very witty.
He's very clever. He's got a comeback for everything. Except for, when John Kreese beat him up, there was no comeback for that.
Oh, good. He's a little spindly kid, and then you got John Kreese. What's he picking on kids for?
And you got Dimitri, who didn't immediately get into martial arts until his cocky-ass friend Eli
Hawk
started getting good and cocky and started terrorizing what was supposed to be his best friend.
Yeah.
And even broke his arm. And then Dimitri learns Miyagi-Do, and we all famously know, I'm sorry for everything, dude, and everything's good between them again. I don't talk.
You don't hold grudges. If you don't forgive, then you poison yourself. You forgive basically for yourself, not for others. But it's good for everyone involved.
Yeah, but when you whip somebody else's ass, that's kind of for yourself, too, so... But...
See what I have to deal with, people?
Dimitri sticks to his character through and through. He's a nerd boy in the beginning. He's a nerd boy in the end.
Yeah.
And for that, it kind of makes him less nerdy. The fact that he's true to who he is.
It's like he's a class act for doing that.
And who? Super good friend, too, to number one, forgive some dickhead who broke your fucking arm. And then, two, to be accepted to MIT, the top college for technology in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it down to go to Caltech. Because that's how good of a friend you are to that dude that broke your arm.
And he was like...
Take a lesson on how to be a friend, Hawk.
Since he was out of the womb, he wanted MIT. You know what I mean? Like, that was his dream.
And by the way, anybody who thinks when they were over in Spain that the whole little filming the incident by Hawk was an accident, frenemy. Dickhead. No good guy. Dimitri was a good dude.
He was.
I mean, he did dance with that other girl, which he shouldn't have done. Especially considering he got his dream girl as a girlfriend.
Are you kidding me? Typical man.
But, of course they had to write that in so Hawk had a chance to be an asshole. That's why. Yep.
Okay.
And that... Never mind. Hawk show's over. I was about to start going off on a whole nother tangent about Hawk.
We're 12 minutes in.
Well, if we're 12 minutes in, then we're 12 minutes out. Because as I mentioned, there wasn't a whole lot to say about Dimitri, except he was a solid character throughout.
I liked him too.
And maybe that's because they didn't change who he was.
Right.
He was a stable freaking character. I don't think the series could have been the same without his character. I don't think it really could have been the same with somebody else playing him either. I think Gianni did a knockout job of playing this guy. Especially since he is more of a fine arts guy and he's playing a nerdy analytical type thinker. He did a great job of it.
I think so.
So, character and actor synopsis on Gianni / Dimitri. Great job, great character.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have much to say, that's because he didn't flip-flop back and forth. That's probably why there's less for me to find to say. But, great character. Smart writing, smart casting as far as Dimitri goes. And that's all I have this week for commentary on the characters. And
all right, so who can they look forward to next week?
Well, I just remembered that we didn't do Devin Lee yet. She's pretty important. I mean, she went to the finals, so she's kind of important, actually.
All right.
Let's pair her up with my boy Stingray.
All right.
Let's do Devin and Stingray.
All right, next week, Devin and Stingray.
Really, a couple of my favorite characters.
Tune in for that.
A couple of my favorite characters.
He loves
Stingray in the entire series.
Yeah. And you like Devin too.
I do. I just like her attitude.
Yeah.
She doesn't accept defeat, and I just like when they found her at the debate and she shut that kid up and went.
We'll talk about her next week.
Right. Okay.
Save it. All right, so until next time, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. And until next time, hiya.
Hiya!